Alright, continuing this, I wanted to remind you to read the side notes on each of these. This one has a very important message. It says, like, Bosnian Zotts are not actually gypsies, they're original Zotts, Bosnian Romani that is. The original so-called Zotts, and the original Bogumils, we are. And there is a proof of historical what had to have happened, and everything fits. Now, I came to the point where Polishans saved the people from Zott state. First of all, it's not, original name could not have been Zott state. The word Zott simply denotated someone from India. And I believe that it was a way to humiliate us for having made our own kingdom, and just to call us Indians as to say you do not belong to Middle East. And Middle East of that time was like Europe of the world, alright, central culture. That's why they took us to Baghdad, cradle of civilization. From Egypt to Baghdad, there was a message to it, you know, like, you do not belong, like, big time. And that's why. And I hereby rename it to Pateran Kingdom. It's better name. Pateran is the word. I don't speak Romani, I had to look it up. It means marker of the way things used to work, to tell, you know, passengers or people who go by. So, you know, it's informative kind of. It's a marker. The Bosnian word for marker is biljak, bilig, also meaning tombstone. So it's a very thing. Bosnian tombstone is a very important historical thing for us. So that's why it's. I'm not connecting it like that because it was connected already. In Italy there was a Patarins movement. I believe they have corrupted that word as these from present day Iraq Caliph guy corrupted the name of the kingdom. But I believe that people said I'm a Patan, meaning I'm a marker for people to, you know, to know in the future who I am. They twisted it into Patarins, which means rag pickers. You know, picking the rags. You know, and it does indicate not only that they may have been poor, but they were dressed in rags, maybe like people from India. Alright, and the Bogumil Patarins in Bosnia are very often mentioned. Alright, so that's how the connection came. But also there is a, once they hooked up with the slaves from Serbia and Croatia, sold by Byzantium Polishans actually, because they were the only ones who had a connection to both Armenia and mainland Greece through a religion. They hooked up, they conquered the religion of Bogumils. Bogumil means dear to God. Alright, that word too has been corrupted into Bogumil. And it's like Saint God, Gadi. It's like a child would say, you know, dear Gadi instead of dear God. Bogumil is like diminutive word for God, trying to put down the God, because in this religion humanity is God. Being human is being divine. That's why. Bogumils, they're pretending they don't know what the doctrine is, and all the so-called scholars are trying to twist it. But Bogumilism essentially, and that's all there is to it, was layer upon layer of ecumenical bullshit, simply meant to confuse all those who hunt down heretics and kill them from socio-political development of society, their freedom to think, to feel, to educate themselves, to prosper, and so forth. For example, Bogumils prayed 5 times a day as Muslims. They never worshipped any icons or anything. Like their houses, hijra, house of prayer, had no markings, had nothing. It just had benches and you know, preaching bench or whatever. People talk to each other. That's all. Just like in one of the commandments, one of the 10 commandments, you shall not worship any idol or whatever. They didn't worship anything, and except for Shema, of course. I'm saying no icons. There were rules in religion which comply with both Roman Catholicism and Christian Orthodoxy. As well, as there is like a most famous symbol on Bosnian tombstone is a person with a left hand on the hip and the right hand in raising this, and they say it's a Bosnian greeting or something, but it's not a greeting. Why would somebody greet you from the grave? It's far more to it. And actually it's Buddha. First time the Buddha was pictured as human, that was a position in which he was pictured as lean, strong man, left hand meaning relaxed, wisdom, right hand protection, basically muscle in the brains. Alright, that's the symbol. And basically it says I'm a god, because in this country, whatever, because there was so many bad destinies that they had with religion. They said, you know what, forget everybody, screw everybody, I'm God. In this religion, I'm God, this is only me. And basically a nation in which the religion, one of that operates is actually the God. Some of them were in Bulgaria too, but they wanted to take away the credit from it because it started spreading so fast, so well, that they even named somebody to have been named a Bogumil, a priest who died like 100 years before they came up with it. So they try and steal the credit, just like this Macedonian director is trying to steal the credit for Secret Book, which was in a national library in Vienna before the war, and now has ended up a prisoner at Vatican Library during the war. Now it's there. That's why they can lie about it. It wasn't in Glagolitic, as they say. It was actually in Latin, and it was in Bosnian Latin. I'll show you later what that looks like. But the Bosnian Latin. But this symbol of Buddha is also confirmed to indicate protection on one of the tombstones that says, "May this hand make you think about yours." It's a threat indicating protection and meaning the hand. So it's not a greeting. The sun next to it, they say it's a stick. No, it's a sun. It's also a symbol of Buddhism. And first time it appeared in that position, and it's Yaksha, Y-A-K-S-H-A, prototype under Kushan influence. K-U-S-H-A, Kushan influence. I found it on the internet. I always wondered what that is, and I found it. So basically they mixed all religions in order to protect society and their freedom to. But at this period of between 838 and 860 of religious turbulence of four unjust kings, their religion came out to be the solution to it. Alright? So that's how Bogumism started. Another thing about this, all of this is a Gnostic movement. Alright, so you have Paulicians, Bogumils, Cathars, Albigenses, Waldenses, and so forth. Each of them chose a different name as to fit their nation. Alright? So that's how it went on. You choose it for, and therefore Bulgarian Bogumils could not have been Bogumils per se. Alright? The only way they could have been Bogumils is that if some slaves from the Pataran kingdom, as I call it, not the Zotts state, it's a derogatory name given by Muslims to people of India then, who originated from India like 400 years before they were going to make the kingdom happen, so it's like very putting them down, saying you don't belong to the Middle East. But if they sold them to Bulgaria, some of them, and that's why they call themselves Bogumils, in order to relate themselves to each other. So that's how it all went. Today scholars from all over the area trying to say that Serbians and we were Bogumils too, whatever. No, they were killing Bogumils by thousands. They served Byzantium, who was angry with Paulicians, to have done that. Croatia prosecuted Bogumils as well because of Vatican, and now they're trying to take credit now that it's looking so cute. And while the scholars with a whole lot of credibility are trying to make it so complex to confuse the reader, there is no complex. being human was being divine, and all the complexity was there to confuse Vatican.